You want to rip a deck of red cards while holding me. Let's see how that goes.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, hello. Okay.
Joining us this morning is Mike Morse, Detroit's top attorney. Mike Morse is in here to tell us about the backpack giveaway.
Adapt and change things up a little bit every year. All right, come on, Don. Let's do this. Let's talk for a few minutes first, Don, before we do it. So sit there. It messes up my hair, so I'm not thrilled about it, but you got to put on your microphone or your headset. So welcome to the podcast.
How's it going?
It's good. It's called OpenMike. What do you think about that?
I love it.
So Don Cummings, you're one of my fantastic attorneys. How long have you worked with us?
Been here 12 years now.
And where'd you go to college and law school?
Went to college at Truman State University, and then I went to law school at the University of South Carolina.
I was in South Carolina for my first time last week, Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, you told me about it.
Interesting place.
Yeah, no, South Carolina's cool. I like South Carolina.
The town was old, a little sleepy.
I haven't spent a lot of time in Myrtle Beach. A lot of time in Charleston, time like up in the mountains and then in Columbia, but not much in Myrtle Beach.
It's fabulous. Well, I remember your interview. I remember hiring you. You've been one of my top guys for 12 years. Tell me what you like about practicing personal injury law.
I think we have a great opportunity to help good people. I mean, that's really what I like. You know, all of my cases involve, some sort of person, a family, a teacher, a police officer, a construction worker, an auto worker, somebody who's been hurt. And, they're not making money like they used to work in. Their medical bills are piling up. And we get a chance to make a difference in their lives and help them out.
You do a great job, in trial. Not every lawyer at my firm, not every lawyer at every firm is a trial person actually doing the trials. I tried dozens and dozens of trials. Others do too. That really seems like your sweet spot, something you love to do. Is that still true today?
Oh, for sure. To me, that's the best part of this job. I mean, there's nothing that we do that's as fun as trying cases.
What's so exhilarating about trying a case?
I like the jury. I love the jury system. I think it's just a great idea to have members of your own community, the community that's impacted by the drivers on the road, the people drinking and driving or texting and driving, whatever it may be, they get to decide the case. And I like just talking to regular everyday people. I'd much rather talk to a jury than talk to a judge or other lawyers. Sure. I just have a better time relating with them and talking to them.
You have a great way about you. I think the juries, that's why you have so many great verdicts. You talk, they can relate with you. And I think you have a really good knack of breaking down the injuries and what the person is going through to convince the jurors to do the right thing, to find justice for your client. And I think that's one reason why you've been so successful here.
Yeah, I think so. I think you have to be able to do that when you go to a jury. You have to be able to talk like a regular person and not speak in, legalese or medicalese or any of that stuff. Just talk like a normal person.
I think a lot of lawyers don't have that, can't relate. The jurors can't relate. They don't find you approachable or genuine or authentic. And I think you exude all of those things.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely key.
So I know you're a father of 3 daughters, as I'm a father of 3 daughters. Yep. Isn't that fun?
That is,
the
for
girls,
sure.
Your girls are a little younger than mine, but I watch you guys on Facebook and Instagram, and I know you're having a great time. And you picked up, later in life, a new hobby. So tell us about the hobby that you picked up.
So I'm what you call an old-time strongman. The early 1900s, before there were movie theaters and whatnot, there were performers, and people would go see performances, whether it was magic or circuses or whatever it may be. And the old-time strongmen did feats of strength. They bent steel with their bare hands. They tore cards. They used their strength to entertain people. And I saw that. I tried it out, and I just became absolutely addicted to steel bending, and I just love it.
And how many months or years have you been doing this?
4 years.
And you... Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you won a world record this year.
3 world records in the last year I have.
Oh, excuse me. 3 world records. What were those for?
So the first one was in December last year. It was at a steel bending competition in Ohio. There's something called a 60 penny nail. It's a 6-inch nail. and there was a record for bending two that were taped together at the same time, the most pairs that you could bend in 2 minutes.
Wow.
And so a guy in England.
Who comes up with these crazy things?
Crazy benders, and different.
What is wrong with you people?
Like this was a guy named David Horn in England, and he's one of the best steel benders of all time. It was his record. He had bent 16 pairs in 2 minutes, and I was able to get 17 pairs to beat him by one to get the world record.
It's fabulous. Growing up, the world record book was my favorite book. Did you look at the world record book when you were a kid?
For sure,
you just
I love
flip
it.
through those. I remember in the 70s and the 80s, and the tallest man and the shortest woman and the long nails and the long hair and all that kind of crazy stuff. I don't remember steel bending. So 3 world records. I asked you to bring some here. Isn't Missouri the show me state?
It is.
So I want you to show me how you bend some steel.
We can do it.
So show me what you brought.
Okay.
And how do you want to do this?
So I've got a couple things here. I brought some cards to tear.
Okay.
I've got a good horseshoe here. Goes on the bottom of
Is that
the
a
horse's
real
foot.
horseshoe?
It's a real horseshoe. I brought 2 of them. That one I just have my leather wraps on it already, so I could do it quickly for y'all. But here's one that's not wrapped up. And then I've got some nails.
Easy. This is like this is real.
Yeah, no, it's not fake.
I can't wait to see the trick behind this because there's got to be a trick, right? Jeez, oh man.
And then these are 60 penny nails. These are construction nails. This is
I
kind of
remember
like
when I used to work on a construction site. Not true. I never worked on a construction site. These are the strongest.
No, they're big nails. They're not little nails. Those are.
These are.
This is kind of the introduction to strongman. Once you can bend a 60 penny nail, then, other strongmen will kind of consider you in the group. That's kind of like a gateway to becoming a strongman.
This is when you get some respect. So now this is it's a piece of steel. Now, are you using leverage? Are you using leverage to do this, or is it just in your hands?
So I'll show you.
Okay.
I've got, because this will go right through your hand. If we don't wrap this up, it's going to puncture you.
That'd be bad.
Bad. So I've got just some leather pads here, simple leather pads. And you no doubt use your body strength too. You're exerting.
You guys getting this on camera. If somebody needs to stand up and come on top, feel free.
You're exerting your body power through your hands and your wrist. So the hands and the wrist are probably the most important thing.
Okay.
But you are using, your full body strength too. And then also just a lot of your mental strength. That's, to me, what's kind of the ultimate thing. And why I like this more than anything is you have to be super focused and be able to generate all your strength and, overcome the steel and push past pain.
Wow. All right, let's see you do that one.
Okay. This is the 60 penny nail. Whoop. Yeah, here I can actually do it sitting down here.
Okay. Wow.
It's 60 penny
Wow.
nail there.
That was legit. So there were no gimmicks. There was no anvils. There was no. That was, can you bend it back? What if I need to use this?
So there is something called snapping that I do a lot of where you bend it back and forth until it breaks.
Okay.
But it takes a long
That
time.
didn't even bend. And I'm not a weakling. I mean, I'm not strong.
Yeah,
like
no, you
but
work out. You're strong.
Jesus. Man. Okay, I'm sorry. That is impressive. So is there how strong is that? Is there a word or a number how strong that is?
So you can rate steel where they will hang weights off of it until it bends.
Okay.
And 60 penny nails, I think normally are in the 300-pound range. It takes about 300 pounds of force to, to fold them.
How much can you bench press?
To be honest with you, I haven't done bench press in quite a while.
Okay.
It's
Is
it's helpful, but it doesn't necessarily carry
What's your
over.
training regimen to work up your wrists and your hands?
So I lift weights. I do lift weights, and I do lots of isometrics where I bend and push and pull on objects that aren't moving.
Okay.
It really carries over to the steel bending. And then the other thing, I just bend steel. 2 days a week, I do nothing but bend steel for 2 hours.
How expensive is this hobby?
It adds up. It definitely adds up.
All right, so we got a horseshoe here. This is, you've already seen, I've tried to bend this. Is this stronger or equal to that nail as far as
Stronger. Or that's definitely a more advanced than the 60 penny. I mean, the 60 penny is hard, but a horseshoe, once you start bending horseshoes, you're probably moving up in the strongman world, and it's definitely harder to do.
All right, so you've already wrapped it, and this is to protect your hands, I assume.
For
you
sure.
could probably do it without, but your hands would get shredded.
Shredded.
All right, let's see you do the horseshoe. Or
So these are taped down. Can I take off the microphone?
Yep.
Or,
Yep. Take off the microphone. Stand up. Do what you got to do.
Cool. So normally open it up on the side of my hip here.
Wow.
So that's considered
Wow.
a full bend when you open it up into an S.
That is so impressive. I got to give you a little clap.
Thank you.
That is.
So I can do one
Wow.
other thing with this.
All right. What can you
We'll
do?
see if this cooperates with it or not. But let's see if we can do it here.
So you're not really using your legs. You're not using the power of your legs, but you're using it to brace yourself. It looked like, well, look at that cute heart.
Yeah, I got a heart.
Yeah, for Sweetest Day or something like that. That's
Yep.
beautiful. Let me see that.
Now last year for Valentine's Day, I bent them for my girls,
This,
and I painted them pink.
oh, see, now, see. That is awesome. Like, I'm telling you, for those of you, this is the strongest piece of metal. I mean, this is. I have no idea how you just did that. So you weren't, just to finish the thought, you weren't using your leg muscles. Tell me how that. What were you doing between your legs?
So you probably do use your legs a little bit, but horseshoe bending probably has more in your hands, your wrist, and your core. It's very core involved.
Is it okay?
Destroys your core. And that's really where your power comes from with the horseshoes. Interesting.
So you're finding angles, whether it be your hip, whether it be between your legs, and who cares, by the way? I'm not saying that that's any less of a feat doing this. I was trying to figure out what you were doing, not that I'm ever going to try this. But that is really, really fascinating. So I know you have one more thing to show me, right?
So I brought some cards too.
So I want to talk about cards, but if other people are watching this and they want to see your world record feats, they're on your Facebook page and Instagram page and things like that, right?
Yep. I've got Facebook, and then Don Cummings Steel Bending is my my Instagram.
Don Cummings, Cummings, Steel
Bending.
Bending. So check them out, follow them, like them. This is a real deck of cards right here that Don is opening. This is not a fake deck of cards, right?
Real
this is
deck
like
of cards.
from a casino. Can I see it?
For sure.
See, these are never been opened. Can I shuffle them?
Shuffle them up.
Oh, that was a bad shuffle. Okay, so what are you going to do with these cards?
We're going to tear them in half.
So
What else do you do with a deck of cards?
one by one or all at the same time?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, that's like, do you like cut them first? Is there like there's got to be a trick. All right, so let's.
Yeah. All right.
Now, is that the one you wanted to?
We've got another deck. I'll just
All
show
right,
you all
let's
this
see.
first,
All right.
and then if you want to do the
All
other
right,
thing,
let's
we
see
can.
it.
So.
Okay, now that looked very easy. That looked very Newman. Could you do that, Newman? I could try. That is holy moly. So I would love to see you go to Vegas and at a table just rip apart all the cards. That would be really funny. That's impressive. So how did you? Is this a typical steel bending maneuver that most of your steel bending buddies do, or did you invent this?
No, card tearing's classic. I mean, that's bending nails and tearing cards are probably the two most classic strongman feats. And Vegas cards are some of my favorite cards to tear.
Why?
I'll buy the huge boxes of Vegas cards. They're very tough cards, and they're also cool because they're in the casino boxes and whatnot. I didn't bring any of those with me today, but they're fun cards to tear.
Can you do it in the box? You got to take them out of the box.
I can do it in the box. It adds a whole nother level of difficulty.
So what's the next world record you want to break? What's on the horizon for Don Cummings?
So I have a contest in November. There was a man, Don Larkin, who died last year, who was a legend in steel bending and strength world. He was from the west side of the state of Michigan, and he died, and there's a contest that's in his name to kind of honor him. And so before the contest, I'm going to try to break another world record, which this one's, it's called double underhand bending. Like the way I bent that other nail is called double overhand, where my hands are like this.
Yeah.
That one you can use a little more power in your shoulders, your arms, your chest, and everything. Double underhand, your hands are double underhand. That's where the name comes from. And then you're using just your wrist and your hands mainly to exert the force.
And how many do you got to get done in how much time?
So there's something called a yard of grade 5 bolts. Grade 5 bolts are 6 inches long, and so 6 of them is a yard long. And nobody's ever done a yard of grade 5 bolts.
Never.
There's a record there. Like if you look in, the books and whatnot, there's the grade 5 bolts, and people have done it in other styles, but never double underhand.
Got it.
So my task is to be the first one on the book for that.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you. I've been training hard.
Keep me posted. All right. So I know you have one more thing you want to do. What is that?
So if you're feeling up to it, I did the cards, which is fun. It adds a whole nother level of difficulty if you're holding someone while you're trying to tear the cards.
What do you mean holding someone?
So when you tear cards, it's all in your hands and your wrists where the strength's coming from. And so if I have somebody, like, for example, Mike Morse, if Mike Morse wants to help me out, laying across my arms, then my hands and wrists get restricted and it's much harder, but I can hold you up and try to tear.
So you got. What do you guys think? Should I do this or not a good idea? What if he drops me? All right. But Don, as you're getting ready, let's talk about one other thing. Before we go on to that, because I want to talk about a lot of clients call on a daily basis, and they number one, they either think they can't afford us, or they think they don't understand. They see on TV people promising no fees and this and that. I want to talk to the viewers a little bit about what it means to be in a contingency fee system and what you think the benefits are and why you think that's important.
So the contingency fee system is we don't get paid if we don't win. It's that simple. If we win, then we get part of what we recover. But if we don't win for you, we get nothing.
Major advantage for our clients.
It gives our client access to the courthouse. Without the contingency fee system, our clients don't get to go to the courthouse. The only person who would ever be able to file the lawsuit is businesses and corporations who can pay some lawyer $500 an hour. The normal person who works for a living, the everyday family person, would not be able to afford it, and they would not get their chance to the courthouse.
It's a good point. Really good point. I think some of the confusion is some of the lawyers out there who advertise on TV make it feel like this massive benefit that there's no fee. And in my opinion, every lawyer who does personal injury in Michigan has to charge no fee unless they win, unless they charge on an hourly basis, which I don't know one lawyer in the state of Michigan who does that. Do you?
No, for sure. Not in these types of cases.
So it's all no fees until we win the case. So that's across the board. Every personal injury attorney, bar none, as far as we know, who doesn't charge by the hour.
Because people wouldn't be able to afford it. They're normal people. So that's the system. But yeah, it's standard.
It's standard. So that's good to know. I'm glad we got to educate that. So let's now get to the last part of the interview where you want to rip a deck of red cards while holding me. Let's see how that goes.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So where do you want to do it? Right here?
Do it right here.
Hey, don't drop me.
I'm not going to drop you.
So
all right. So I'll just put my hand up here and down here, and I'll pick you up.
Put my arm around your neck?
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Okay. Oh God, he's ripping them. He's ripping them. I'm getting that workout. Nice job.
Thanks.
Nice job, buddy. This is impressive. Try this at home. Try it at home. Impossible. Nice work. All right. Thanks, Don. Go back to work.
For sure.
All right. Move that a quarter inch. I'll give you a lot of money.
Oh my God.
Apart? Anything.
You need the leather.
No, it's not about the leather.
I gotta tell you that.
Is that like not
that is a
moving?
It's like
hard.
not moving a smidge.
Not a
Like
smidge.
nothing.
Pounds
Yeah,
wet.
I'm a solid 110. No, there's no way.
That's
Could do it.
It's nothing.
Frost,
I can bend it
don't
with
hurt
his-
yourself.
I can bend it with his vine and his wedge.
Is that hard or what?
It's unbelievable.
Thanks for watching Open Mic. Subscribe over here, watch all the videos, like them, share them, tell your friends, and please, please subscribe to our show and share it all. See you soon.